You've been through a lot of opening nights in your career, but October 12th, your guys' first game of the season, like during warm-ups, what emotions do you feel at the very start of a season?
First emotions, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of surreal. I feel like you get out there and you can't really fathom like already being in front of fans, already kind of feeling them, like just feeling the music be this loud and kind of get ready for a game. But as a hockey player, it's like you miss those moments during the summer where you just kind of get ready for games and you're dialed in and you're kind of doing your thing. So I think it's going to be pretty exciting, pretty fun.
There's butterflies, right?
Yeah, for sure. So many butterflies.
When it comes to a shootout and any coach taps you on the shoulder and says you're going in this, at what point do you decide the move you're going to do?
Personally, I just kind of like to either, if I go first and I kind of decide it on the spot. But, if I get to be the second guy in the shootout or the third guy in the shootout, usually I kind of like watching the goalie, what he does, like on the previous guys before me, just so I can get a little bit of a better read on him or something like that. So I kind of usually decide a little bit before.
What's something you think you already know about Conor Bedard?
What I think I already know about Conor Bedard?
Yeah.
He's good at roller hockey tournaments. He plays with my buddy Ken Johnson over back home, so I heard they have a pretty good team.
What's a pro travel tip for surviving a 5-game East Coast roadie like you guys are going to be on at the very start of this season?
A pro travel tip. Pack. Honestly, just don't overpack because then you're just stuck carrying so much stuff for so many days. So don't overpack is probably the biggest issue for me, especially.
Is there something you can't survive without?
Something I can't survive without. That's a good question.
I mean, you got your phone, and that probably takes care of most things.
I feel like that just sucks to say that.
Yeah, headphones.
I can't survive without my AirPods for sure.
I'm with that. What are the ingredients of a great pre-game or intermission speech inside the dressing room? Like, what things matter? What things do players want to hear in those situations?
I don't know. I think the players want to see the coach being, kind of invested, emotional, not just kind of screaming at guys and just kind of like ripping guys or whatever. I feel like they want to see a coach that cares about them and really is invested emotionally and physically, and he's there for the boys, even if he's got some hard things to say to us, and whether we played bad or good, he's really just you could see that as much as we want to play for him, he wants to coach for us.
That's a good one. Patrick Marleau and Joe Thornton back in the organization. What does that just mean for the franchise of the Sharks and moving forward that you get those two guys back in some capacity?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, just being on the ice and practicing, and you got Jumbo or you got Patty just giving you passes or whatever. It's always it kind of feels surreal a little bit, just because I used to watch them play on TV and stuff like that, and they're legends around here. So just knowing that they still care, they still want to be around, I think it's awesome. If
only one Shark gets to be on the cover of GQ magazine, you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. What Shark is on the cover of GQ?
I think Anthony Duclair would do a good job. I'll give it to my boy Anthony.
It's just looks. He's got good bone structure. What do we go to?
I don't know. I just feel like it'd be his thing, Just
fashion.
He'd do pretty well.
All right. Let's talk about your hockey stick. Everybody's got unique preferences. Everybody's got a little something different. Just tell me everything, the complete rundown. The brand you use, the blade pattern, the flex, the lie. What are the preferences you have in your hockey stick?
So I use a True Stick. I use the newest one they got. Usually my most important preference is obviously the whole bottom of my stick has to be white. I kind of just like looking down at that. Then I cut it a little bit. My curve is kind of a custom curve that I made based off Marty St. Louis curve that I've tried a couple years back. So it's a little variation of it. Lie, I'm not too sure the lie, honestly. It's kind of just, it's just my custom stick, really. And then I like using lizard skin at the top. It's kind of a little more grippy, kind of tennis tape, kind of. So I like using that for my knob. And then for my blade, usually I use thick white tape. And sometimes I leave a little bit of space in between each stripe on my blade, so I get more of a puck feel. But it looks a little weird, but you can probably see it on the ice.
I love that stuff. Three more. Favorite hockey accomplishment of your career so far?
Favorite hockey accomplishment of my career? Well, I don't know. I'd say the best moment of my hockey career was definitely the goal against Vegas in shootout. But if I think of the best really hockey moment as a team and everything was, in my opinion, it was probably when we won Five Nations tournament with our NTDP team with Team USA. It was such a special moment because we came from so far back, just finishing last at our first tournament, and being told by everyone we're one of the worst teams that it's been through the NTDP and stuff like that, and then kind of going on to win that, and then obviously our U18 Worlds got canceled because of COVID in March, but we're so confident going into that and really thought we could win that, and I don't know, just winning that Five Nations felt pretty surreal. We didn't ever think we were able to do that.
What's the best Halloween costume you've ever put on?
Best Halloween costume I ever put on. The best Halloween costume I ever put on. I've actually had a couple good ones, but I need to find a good one for this year.
All right.
But I don't know. Well, I once went as Wonder Woman when I was a kid. My mom had the whole thing figured out, I guess, and she thought it was pretty funny with the wig and the oranges and the shirt and everything. So that was pretty funny.
We'll have to bring that back for 2023. All right, last one. What can the Sharks show people this season?
That they're here to compete and care, and they want to get some wins, and we want to bring the tank back to what it was. It's we see the fans are there, they're dedicated, and they want us to win. So now it's just time to show up for them.